Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I've had to wait until now to do a video. I tried to sort of start doing one this morning, but there was so much sun and it was shining straight through my living room, even on my tablet. I couldn't record on the tablet, there was too much sun. I didn't want to shut my curtains because it makes it dark in the room and then it spoils the light on the... So actually there's still some sunshine, but it's just gone behind a dark cloud, and I think it's starting to disappear. It is 3 o'clock now anyway, so don't want knit stitch too many there. And I am doing the second sleeve on the little white cardigan. Just finish this row and then put it down. Last purl stitch. So that's back to two fronts and one of the sleeves, and that sun is starting to come back round again. Don't think it's quite as bad. I think it's a little bit higher than it was earlier on. So it'll not be much longer for that one, then I'll be able to put it up for a sale on my eBay shop with the little bonnet that I'd already done. And I'm nearly finished my cup of tea, so I'm going to drink it before what's left gets cold, because I've just had my lunch not long ago. But I had a brilliant idea. Oh, the sun is coming out. You can see it's going a lot brighter on my screen. I wound what was left. I got my wool winder out, and I wound the ball into a cake. I don't take it from the centre. The centre pull there is there if I wanted to use it. There, the centre pull. But I don't use it from the centre. I prefer to just take it from the outside. But because it's wound evenly, it doesn't bounce about. So I can now put it inside my little bag, which I couldn't before, because even when it was getting smaller, it was still wide and it was touching the sides of the bag, and it wasn't, but that's a good idea. I think when I do that, it stops, even in this bag, it stops it moving about in the bag if you're just pulling it from the sides. So that's what I was doing, and but I've been doing a little bit of everything this morning. I started off this morning, I started off first with this another little notions pouch I'm doing. I started off with this morning. It's coming along, I think it's about 6 inches now. I'm going this way, that's the way it's going to be folded. So it's probably about another 2.5 more inches to do on that. So I did a little bit of that this morning. I might have had that finished, but my friend messaged me, and she is trying to learn how to do to make blankets from a granny square. And I told her all about the fun we had on Thursday night when I was trying to teach her how to do it, and she couldn't get away with it. She sent me a picture of what she had been doing, and even hers was on the thing, and it was mine. Never seen anything like it. But I think because we were going somewhere and she wasn't really concentrating on what I was telling her. So I made this was on Friday. I made a tiny little, just about a 3-minute little video, a personal video, and showing her how to actually do the stitch, because she was getting mixed up with the stitch, because she crochets the way she was doing it, the way I do it, using the hook and the wool in the same hand, like in knitting. But she was trying to do it like she was knitting, like I was telling you about going under and over. But you can only do that on certain stitches, a double crochet, but you can't do it on triple crochet. But she was bringing the wool under as well, and she was getting it all tangled. And then I was trying to tell her, you've got to go over. With being a knitter, you bring the wool under when you're knitting a knitted, and I think that she was getting mixed up with knitting and crochet. But she did tell me that it had been a lot of years since she'd ever done any crochet. But to me, I think our memory's a bit bad. I think she just thinks it's a lot of years since she's done any. I don't think she's done any at all, by the way she was trying to crochet when I was showing her. But anyway, I sent her a little video on Friday showing how to do the triple crochet stitch, which is what you do in the granny square. It's double crochet if you're in the United States and Canada and some other countries as well. I'm not sure what every country uses the name for the stitch, but we call it a treble crochet or triple crochet in this country. So I done a little video and told her to put a few stitches on it to a chain, a few stitches, and just keep going backwards and forwards until you get used to doing this stitch. And then I'll show you how to start off the granny square. I'll do another little video and show you how to start that off. So she sent me a picture this morning and she sort of got the hang of doing the stitch. It was a bit of a mess, but she got the hang of it. So I made her another little video and I showed her how to start off the granny square with the magic ring or magic circle, depending what you want to call it. That's the way I always do my crochet. If I'm doing anything in a round or a square, I always start off with the magic circle, because you can pull that end that you start with, tighten that circle so you don't get a little hole in the middle. That's what I always start with. So I told her to do that on the little video, and then I showed her how to do the stitches around the circle to make the 12 triple crochet with the 2 chain in between each set of 3. So I sent her that video, and then when she managed to do that, I sent her another video and show her how to do the first round, how to go around. And I think she's managing okay now, because she did send me another picture and I can see she's managed that. But because I started off doing that crochet for her, I now have another granny square. That was what I showed her, the little bit in the middle, how to do that, and then the next round on, and I think she can manage from there. So I now have 4 little squares. And something I remembered, I had forgotten actually, when I do these, if I do a blanket or anything where I'm using a square like this, when it comes to the corners, when I start off the first, the bit in the middle, I put 2 chain between the 6 in each corner, the 6 stitches in each corner. But if you keep doing that with mine, this point here was getting like that. It was getting more and more pointy. And as the blanket got bigger, that was getting a bigger and bigger point. And I didn't like that. So I had to work something out for myself. So what I do now is when I start off with the 4 in the centre, the 4 centre stitches, I put 2 chain in between the 6 corner ones. When I do the next round, I only put 1 chain in. And then the next round, I put 2 chain in, and the next round 1. So I alternate between 2 and 1 chains. And that means you get a more even square. It doesn't go pointed at the ends. Because I did try it with just putting 1 chain, but that was making it too round on the corners where you want it actually square. So that's what I do. For anyone else that does, granny squares, and maybe he's having the same problem with it getting too pointed on the corners, that's what I do. So that's another one to add to my little thing. I should maybe do it. I have done, there's some old videos amongst all my videos where I've shown how to do granny squares and other things, but I think maybe I might do another one and show how I do the granny squares, and then maybe show how to do the ones like that with the little flower in the centre, and how you change from a circle to a square. Maybe do 1 or 2 like that for anyone that doesn't know how to do them. So anyway, that was that. And then as I had finished the sleeve on my cardigan I'm making last night, I decided to stitch it into the cardigan today. So I made just a little video to show you what it actually looks like now with the sleeve stitch, and I stitched up the sleeve and down the side as well. So all I have to do now is knit the other sleeve and then put the neck and the bands on, but I might put the neck on first. But that'll be later on tonight, because I do that after I've had my tea. But I have a little video just to show you how far I've got with it. So I'm going to stop this video and then I'll start the other one. And the sun has, I think it's disappeared again. It's not too bright. Well, this is how my cardigan is looking now. I finished the sleeve and I've set the sleeve in. I had to stretch a little bit more than I liked to get the sleeve to fit, but it looks okay. So there is an awful lot of stretch in this pattern actually. And I've left the stitch marker at the sleeve where I finished the length of, because I never actually wrote down the number of rows, and that's supposed to measure 17 inches, but it actually measures 18. But I think it'll be pulled in a little bit when I put the neck on it, and so I just have the other sleeve to do, then I'll have the neck and the band and it'll be finished. So that's how my cardigan is looking now. And it's given me the passion to finish it now, because it's nearly finished. But it was rather hard sewing it up, because that pattern is such a stretchy pattern, where I had to, when I was sewing, I had to pull the stitch tight, not to gather it up, but just to make sure that I was taking up the slack of how stretchy the pattern is. So it's not the one I would probably do again. It was just a pattern I saw on a child's actual stitch. I actually knitted for one of my great-grandsons probably about 4 years ago, something like that. That was where I saw the actual stitch on a pattern on a child's cardigan it was. But I altered it a little bit and added a couple of extra stitches in there's like one part of it that's got 4 knit stitches. I added 2 stitches to make it 4 stitches. It was only 2 on the thing, and I thought that the single slipped stitch part, or where you knit the stitch down, I think that was too close together. I didn't like it so close, so I altered the stitch a little bit, but it's not completely my stitch. It's just something I liked the look of and thought I'd knit for myself, and didn't realise it was going to take me. It will be this May, coming May, will be 3 years since I first started that cardigan. Not much to go on now. It'll be finished pretty soon. So I am just going to finish what I can with this one, get this one finished, and then I'll have to do a little bit. I forgot about the little blue one I have in here. I can get it out of my bag. The little blue one, the same pattern as I'm doing on the white one. I forgot about this one. This is some more of that Majestic Wool, and it's blue with just a very thick, I think it's a very thin strand of white going through it. You can hardly notice it. It's just there. You can't see very well because the sun's come out again and it's making the screen a bit bright. But it is a lovely blue. It's a very pale blue. I like that one. I might keep some of that for myself. I'm not sure whether I've put some of that wool away for myself, but I might do if I haven't. That one finished. And then I may get round to this one. I'll probably get round to this one before the little blue one, like, because I think I have done this one a little bit longer than that one. So I'll get that one done. Yeah. So I'm going to knit what I can of this afternoon and hopefully get this one finished. Doesn't take too long to do these little ones like this. And at least I know I've gotten how far I've got through the whole size, that I know there's no more faults in this pattern, that everything is correct that I've done on this one up to now. That is, if anyone has my patterns, any of my patterns, and notices any fault, just a single little fault, something that might not even make any difference to the knitting, but please do let me know, because I can change the PDF. That's what I do. I keep the PDFs of all the patterns in case I need to change anything. And somebody did message me the other day. I'll show the pattern. I think it was this one. My first pattern. Now there's been an awful lot had this one, and there is one little fault in it, and nobody's noticed or they've worked around it. I'll tell you what the fault is in the pattern. Get it out. It is a little fault on the sleeves. Right, so if you have this pattern, check on where the sleeves are, and it tells you on the sleeves using 325mm needles cast on, it's actually the middle size, so it casts on 31. There's either 29, 31 or 33 stitches. So if you cast on 31 stitches and knit the 1x1 rib for 8 rows, change to 4mm needles, and then it tells you the first row of the pattern, which is for this size that has a mistake in, is the row 1 is knit 1, knit 2 together, wool forward, knit 1, wool forward, slip 1, knit 1, pass slip stitch over, knit 3. And then you repeat the stitches in brackets until 1 stitch remains. Then you knit the remaining stitches. Then row 2 is purl. Now row 3 has the fault in. It says, this lady sent a message to me on my email, and she sent me a picture of her knitting because she could not get the pattern to match properly. It was the 2 little holes, and then the one at the top, hers was too far over on one side. And she said didn't matter what she did, she couldn't get it right, and she didn't know whether it was her or whether it was the pattern. So what she showed me, and then from when I looked at the pattern, I realised it was the pattern. It says for row 3, for all 3 sizes, it's got row 3, you knit 6, you knit 4, or knit 4. Well, I've got 2 knit 4s together, and there shouldn't be 2 knit 4s together. That middle size should be knit 3, not knit 4. And then you do the rest of the pattern, because at the end of the pattern, it's got the right number of stitches that you have to knit, which is 3. So I have altered that pattern. I went through my PDF thing and I've altered it and corrected it. So anyone getting this pattern now, it'll be the pattern will be correct. But nobody has ever told me. I've sold an awful lot of these patterns, and nobody's ever told me about that little mistake, which, as I haven't knitted anything off this pattern myself lately, I haven't noticed it either until someone's told me. That was someone who, I don't know whether she was a new knitter or not, or whether she was just trying to keep to the pattern. But when she noticed that, anyway, I went straight onto my PDF and changed it, so any more patterns going out, everything is correct on it. So anyway, that was just that little thing like that. But like I said, I would like to know, don't think anybody that you will offend me by telling me there's a fault in my pattern, because you can buy plenty patterns in the shops that get faults on, and you tell the people who ever make the pattern that the faults, and they put the faults right. Well, that's the same with me. So anyway, I'm back to my knitting here. Get this little cardigan finished, and I'm not sure, I still have, there's 90 grams on here, so when I'm finished the sleeve and the rest, there's not going to be enough to do another cardigan, so I might do maybe a little pair of booties and a little pair of mitts to go with, make a whole little set. You know, those type of little booties they have these days are not like the little booties we had with the, where you make a little cord with the wool and put it through holes through the thing. They don't make them like that anymore. Anyway, a thumbs up and subscribe. That's my little bit for today. So bye for now.